They just don't understand you. Why? Why? Because it's cold? Is that your big deal? My phone is complaining that it's cold. It is cold. I'm not going to argue, but I still need you to work. You're plugged in. Do your job. Okay. That's a double dose of foom. And some cherry on top. And since you're burning, I'm a burning too. You don't want to watch me roll a cigarette, I know you do. Cause smoking's so cool, man. Everybody's doing it. It'll make you feel good. No, don't smoke. Not a lifestyle decision I would recommend. Right now I'm doing smoking for medicinal purposes. I don't turn into even more of a cranky bitch and piss everybody else. Because other than that, I would think that this frickin' dry cough, which looks a lot like COVID, but it's probably from all the construction dust I've been breathing, and then all the ancient dust from the crap in the house, I shouldn't be smoking. But, you know, in the words of the Prophet Dre, I don't give a fuck because even nuns get stuck. What are you gonna do? Sit down, roll them if you got them. And I'm gonna have to stoke the fuck out of that to get us anywhere close to 60, 70 degrees. I don't know, at least I'll have the fire to go warm up to, something that's actually warm, other than my bed under the covers. And, you know, the thing is, it's kind of cool. I do get shit done in bed under the covers, but it's just not as productive. Or it hasn't been, anyways, shall we say. I mean, not in the, I guess, traditional worldly definition of productivity. I've done a lot of mind work, a lot of spirit work, a lot of astral traveling, that kind of stuff's all fun and games till somebody puts an eye out. I don't want to be Odin. I don't need to be that wise. I just don't give a fuck. No, you go in this one. So what the fuck's going on with all my guitars? Where the fuck is my tech? I've got one that's out of tune because I can't find the right fucking Allen wrench. One that's missing a string. Another one that's missing a string. The bass is missing a freaking knob. The other bass is missing a string. The fretless needs all new electronics. Oy vey. Just say oy vey. No, don't just say oy vey. Find some more wood. You know, fuck it. You're getting amputated shorter, buddy. You know, instead of like building a corner for a frame, what if you just used a bent piece of wood? Like, that's pretty much a right angle, and who said I like right angles anyways? I've had you for so long. I liked thinking about you being this long, but I think I can find you again. And I'm just gonna trim you back a skosh, if you will. And now I want to save that. The whole point was to get something to burn, and now I'm like, oh, but it's too pretty to burn. Oh, wow. Somebody call the ambulance. Trip hazards. Chaos! I love you, Chaos! Why are you so fun? You're the life of the party! Everything's loud and things break. Love Chaos! So cool. And you're not forever. I think I need more kindling. Nobody got time for that. You got espresso Sanya too. You're just a bunch of stinky poo poo. I wish I had my ladders. They're good for getting up to high places. Oi. I guess you guys, I mean the fire's pretty though, right? That's cool. I'm over here doing some other stuff, trying to find more wood. Work. I mean, these quarter rounds of black walnut might be unusual. Not a lot of people use them for building. I have some ideas, but it's the small quarter rounds from the branches that you can actually get all over the place, and they probably are more rightfully firewood. This one's pretty thick and decent though. That's a big boy. Once you, and you're still hardwood, but the fire's going. Fine. Wait. But it's all seasons, like for 5 or 10 years or some shit. I am actually warming up a bit though. All this physical activity. I might even take off the big coat at some point, but for right now, you know, I'd hate to get all that sawdust on my new Oscar de la Renta. That's another thing about sport coats for the businessmen that, you know, restrict movement. So you get it oversized and it doesn't. But they got like shoulder pads. So if you're carrying like, you know, a dozen 2x4s or some shit to prove that you can carry a dozen 2x4s because we're all impressed. You know, shoulder pads are nice. Now, don't try this at home. These are actually dangerous cuts. One at a time is way safer, better, more controllable, particularly when you're dealing with shit gone sideways that's bowed and all sorts of stuff, stacking 3 of them together. You gotta know when to go slow. You gotta have positive points of control on all the things. Hopefully they're balanced and have some kind of point of contact. Ideally, you want 3 points of contact for anything, particularly ladders. Ladders are fucking scary. But if you're careful, you can do some stupid shit without cutting off fingers. Knock on wood. Please don't let me cut off fingers. I like my fingers. What's an ice cube doing in the... I'm not making a drink out of you. You're filthy. You haven't showered in days. You're scrawny. No meat in your belly. You're funny looking. Where did you get those clothes? And what have you got? Oh, you got nothing. You're alone. Well, I guess. If I had to guess, not a lot of money is sold. Not a big house is sold. You know. Whatever. Also try to catch the work with the saw motor housing, so it doesn't fall on the floor and make a loud noise. Then you gotta bend over and pick it up, and then your back hurts after you do that 2,000 times. Oy vey. Oh, my sciatica! Also, most people don't like knots. They're hard to mill, they're hard to sand, they cause irregularities. But I think knots are pretty. I mean, it's the figuration of the wood that makes everything all nicey nice and extra. With the extra on the fancy and, you know, design decisions, conspicuous. You were paying attention to something, maybe it doesn't make sense, but you notice it even if you don't notice it. But most people are going to cut off the flaws. I tend to cut off the straight, clean, normal, boring part because I wouldn't want y'all to think I'm basic. And I don't think I need to be speaking because this shit ain't getting recorded, right? Is this a video or a time lapse?